my question to you is, who is Duchess Royale? And am I saying your screen name right?
You are. You are. So I'm a wife. I'm a mother of seven, grandmother of three.
Oh,
Um, I'm a college grad. Well, I'm in my master's program for forensic science, and I work every day. I'm just a person that's full of life. Full of life. I always wanted to make my life mean something. So I'm an actress. I'm a model. Just a fun-loving person all around.
okay.
Yeah.
So I saw some of your pictures, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, dang, she's killing it. So what actually got you into that? What sparked you to want to do modeling? Because you got it down pat.
Thank you. Well, I started years ago, about 23 years ago. And I was modeling then, but I had to stop because my son I had at the time was born ill. So from that point, life happened. I ended up taking care of my grandfather and my mom. And once they passed on, I just kind of got into really trying to find myself and what I was going to do. And I was approached by this young lady that's also in the modeling business, and she was like, "Well, have you ever thought about modeling?" And I said, yeah, I used to model years ago. So she asked me to come out to one of the model classes. Lo and behold, it was the same gentleman that I modeled for years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So we kind of reunited, and that just kind of kicked it back off. And at that point, I was like, well, my kids are almost grown. Um, I've done what I had to do with my dad, my granddad, and my mom. So what's next for Duchess? Like what's next for me? And that's kind of pretty much how it took off, from there. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So now I know that, like I said, I know that you model as well as you're actor.
Yes.
Which one are you more passionate about?
Um, that's a good one. Which one am I more passionate about?
Like if you had a choice between the two, and someone came to you and said you can only do one for the rest of your life, and I can assure you that you're gonna be compensated well. Which one? And even without the compensation, but which one would you choose?
Ooh, um, because of the longevity of it and the greatness of it, I think acting. Acting. I love modeling. I love it, but the longevity
Gotcha,
and yeah.
gotcha. You become a part of the Ruthless family.
Ooh, child. Okay. So, I was doing a play here locally called The Message to Movement, the music here in Birmingham, Alabama. Myself and another model sister of mine, and the young lady that played my grandmother was she's a renowned background singer for a lot of gospel artists. So it just so happened her producer was in the audience. Okay. And so later on that night, they had reached out to my model sister and was like, hey, we have this opportunity. Do you guys want to come out this way, for a possible acting gig? We were like, okay, yeah. So we didn't know where we were going at all. We just kind of hit the road. And so we had to be there like 5 o'clock in the morning. So to me, I still was like, I'm tired. We just did the play the night before, but we here. The way we ended up on Tyler Perry Studios, it didn't look like Tyler Perry Studios. So at first, we got parked and everything. I was like, girl, somebody gonna kidnap us. I don't know where, I don't know where we at, or what have you. But that's how we ended up getting there. We ended up going to Georgia. Didn't know where we were. We stayed with them, and the next morning we got up just on the whim of, hey, y'all want to go? Y'all want to try this out? And we had the best experience, hands down, I believe. Mr. Perry is a true gentleman. I've been on the set of The Walking Dead also, and I've also been on the set of this picture called Swap Me. And just to me, by far, Mr. Perry is he's just a gentleman. He's a true gem. He's a gentleman. Just to watch him work, to see his work, and see him in awe, and I was just blown away by the fact of the amount of respect that he was given, even when he was not there. Just his presence was just felt and respected 100%. There was no clowning. There was no acting. There was nothing out of character, and that really said a lot for me.
Right.
Being the age that I am, just looking at him and how professional he was, how the other actors kind of just fell in line. Everybody respected you. It was just a great atmosphere all the way around. And what I loved most was that even though we were extras, we weren't treated like that. We weren't treated like extras. We were treated like we were just as important as the lead.
Right.
We
Right.
got catered to. Oh my God, it was cold. It was so cold.
Wow.
It was so cold, but he made sure we had food, we had coffee, we had tea, whatever you needed. We had blankets to keep us warm. We had everything we needed. He really took care of us, especially from the reputation that extras get in the industry. To me, it was world class. It really was.
Right. So now to the big question. When you found out that you were going to go from just being background to being featured, and just any regular feature position or part in this movie, you were tasked with being one of the bathers for the queen herself.
Yes.
Miss Lissa L. Williams. How did you feel when you found out about that?
My feet went completely numb. We were already cold, and so, like I said, you rarely saw him, and you always had to speak at a whisper.
Right.
He was always filming, so you always had to speak at a whisper, and he walked in the room, and he was like, I'm going to need 4 people. So we're like, oh, God, he couldn't get rid of somebody? And so he just pointed us out. You. And he was like, follow me. So I asked the other girl, I was like, oh, Lord, where we going? So when he brought us in and he said that he wanted us to do the bathing scene, we had to remain calm. But in my heart, I had passed out and fainted about 5 times.
Right.
I fainted. I was like, oh, my God, this is the Miss Ruth herself. Oh, my God. Like, I was just like, God, thank you. So, but we had to
show.
Yes, we had to play it cool.
Right.
But it was like, wow. And I even had the opportunity. I was one of the cult members that took her daughter away when she was standing in front of the highest.
Right.
So that was fun.
Wow.
Looking at him, I was like, oh my God, but we had to act normal.
Right.
But we were standing over in the corner freaking out, like, oh my God, yes. Like, yes.
Wow.
So it was a big deal for me, especially. And then to see myself on TV, I was like, oh my God. Wow, I didn't know it was going to look like this, and I didn't know that they considered me a featured extra until I got a call from the studio. I was like, okay, so it was just a blessing to me. It was an absolute blessing.
That is so awesome. I feel like how you felt. I would have probably, my feet would have went numb and everything else would have went numb until everything was done and over with, because that's just an awesome, experience, just for me looking on the outside in, it seemed like it was an awesome experience. And
it was.
You came through when Miss Melissa joined our live that one time, and the fact that she was just so humble about it. She was like, I pulled my car over to talk with you guys, and I can just imagine all of them bringing that same humble attitude on the set.
They all. Wow. Yeah, they all were. It makes you, again, like I said, humbles you, because you hear so many bad stories about how rude actors are, but I feel like that particular treatment comes from the head. They have no other choice because Mr. Perry demands it. And so everybody was treated equal. And I just thank God, because it was an humbling experience for me.
Right.
And so, Yeah. And
Wow.
I've since then, I've worked on another one of his upcoming.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. I was just about
Yeah.
to ask you if there was any new projects or anything that you can kind of tell us to look out for, or just tell us, just wait and watch me work.
You can look out for Medea's Homecoming.
Okay, okay,
Okay, you
okay,
look out for that. So that, and then here there's a local movie I'm in called Frenemy.
okay.
So that's going to come out, but I'm still looking. I'm hoping to eventually get a speaking role or
You'll get
a
it.
lead role.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Keep on working. And from what I've observed with anybody that works with Mr. Tyler Perry, they tend to get called back. And sometimes, most times, they're called back into a higher position. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure you claim it and name it and claim it, honey. It is yours.
Yes. 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 Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. So I'm excited. I'm just very excited.
that's good. Well,
Yes.
so what else? You got the acting projects. Now, what about any
Mhm.
more modeling? Do you plan on doing any more modeling?
Yeah, I model all the time.
Okay.
I'll be actually there
Hmm.
on the 14th. I'm doing a modeling gig, and I can get you that information. It skips me
Okay.
right now.
Absolutely. Because
Um,
I will definitely share and let everybody know. Watch out for our Ruthless family.
Thank you. I model all the time there in Georgia. I model for Mr. Carlisle Lewis and Ms. Vivian Dinks Stiff. You definitely want to look out for V Dinks Designs. She is great. She
Okay.
models. She makes all of her stuff by hand. She is
Wow.
phenomenal.
Wow. 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 That's so
Yes,
awesome. That
yes.
is so awesome. Whose job would you take?
Oh my God, whose job would I take? Honestly, honestly, if I had to be anybody who's, I would take Marva's. She is just, she is just the, she is the
Yes.
woman everybody loves to hate, but
Right.
she's just like right there, like,
Right. She's sweet.
everything passes through.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
she's on it. To see her in action, though, that's the funny part. You're like, oh my God, this little tiny lady.
Right. And her and the dynamic between her and Zycon, them going back and forth
Oh,
is hilarious
yes,
to me. It is hilarious
yes,
to me.
yes, yes. But
Wow.
she's the one I would love to, just for a moment, just to have that power. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. She's running it, honey. She is running.
yes, yes, she is.
Wow.
Everybody hates her, but she's the one. She's the one that
Right.
the highest listens
Right.
to. She's
Right.
the one that counsels him, and he moves on her say. So it really is like she's the one running it just through him.
Right, exactly. And Zycon just
Hmm.
like in the background, like, okay, whatever Marvel says, I have no choice because the highest told me to listen to her. Like that type
Yes,
of situation.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So yeah, she would be my one. She'd be
Wow.
my yeah. I'd have to be hated for a little while.
Marva, Miss Bajaline, you got somebody coming for your job. Her name is Dutchess. You better watch out. Yeah, that's so cool. That is so awesome. Well, I'm not going to hold you much longer because I do know that you've had a very long day. But I really, really, really thank you for jumping in on this live with me. Like I said, it is my goal to introduce not just Ruthless fans, but the entire world to actors, actresses, models, people in the entertainment industry that have worked with worked with Mr. Tyler Perry, number one, and then
Yeah.
they're in the background, but it's more to them than just them being in the background. So
Right.
that's my ultimate goal of doing this whole ruthless conversation. And like I said, I just want to thank you for joining me tonight, and everybody that's in the distance or the sound that can hear my voice. Make sure you go and follow her. Make sure matter of fact, go and like every single picture on her page on Instagram at Duchess Royale, because this lady has going on, y'all. She has going on. It's something to. She's definitely someone that you should take notice to and make sure you follow, because I can see you going further, further, and further. So
Thank
congratulations to
you.
you. and everything that you have accomplished and everything that you will accomplish. What's good, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to my Ruthless conversation with Duchess Royale. Make sure you follow her at Duchess Royale and Miss Duchess to You on Instagram as she walks the runways, and catch her on season 1 of Ruthless, as well as a Medea's Homecoming coming soon on Netflix. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all things Ruthless.